Hey there and welcome back. I've got a buddy at work who asked me if I could make him a chessboard. It's something I've never made before, so I jumped at the opportunity and told him I'd do it. I need to apologize for my thumb, by the way. It sticks out like a sore thumb. If you didn't see my last video, I whacked it with a mallet. I hit it pretty good, and it looks like it. Let's get into this. Alright, we're going to start over here at the table saw. I've got some sapele and I've got some maple. I'm going to get these cut to a rough length, mill them down, and we'll be right back here to cut them up. I'm going to cut these to 20 inches. That should give me plenty of wiggle room. All right, I'm gonna get these four boards face jointed and joint and edge as well, so I can get a nice straight cut. Now, if I understand correctly, the official size of a chessboard, each cube should be 2 1/4 inches. So that's what I'm going to cut now. Need 4 strips of each. Alright, I'm gonna get some glue on here and start gluing this bad boy up. Okay, let's get this out of the clamps. We'll get it over the table saw and start cutting the strips. Got this set up on my crosscut sled. I've got my stop here set at exactly 2 1/4 inches, so it should make perfect squares. So let's go ahead and start cutting these strips. Now it's time to get this thing glued up in its proper orientation. I've got this on a set of Rockler 4-way clamps that clamp down as well as together. They don't work perfectly, but they're pretty good. Obviously, alignment is important, so I've got my cauls made up here. These will be clamped to both sides and squeeze everything together.
Tomorrow.
So I let this set up overnight. I'm going to get it out of the clamps. It needs to be flattened, and even with my giant new planer behind me, it's still not big enough for this. So I think what I'll do, I'll send it through the drum sander a few times, and then get it over the CNC and do a flattening pass, and I'll have to do it on both sides. Let's get that going. All right, so we're set up here on the CNC. This toolpath is going to take forever. It's going to create a ton of dust, so I've got the dust collection on there. Let's get this going. Now I've got this flattened out on both sides and it looks sweet. At this point, I'm going to glue it to this piece of 3/4 inch birch plywood. This will help keep it flat make it a little heftier, make it more significant. But more than anything, it will add some strength. Since all of these are end grain to end grain joints, they're not very strong. I don't want poor Jimmy picking this up and having it snapped somewhere along one of these joints. I bought the plans for this nifty contraption from a YouTuber I watch on occasion. It's Cutting It Close is the name of his channel. I bought this to help with inlays on cutting boards. This seems like a perfect application for it now though. You often hear the trope, you can never have enough clamps. That's definitely true.
2 hours later.
All right, now I'm gonna get all these clamps off of here. Wow, that was easy. This is one of those instances, the rare instances, when I wish I had a track saw. Even though I used the cawls to clamp these together, it's still not perfect. So I kept the edges a little long on both sides. Made sure this side was perfectly square. So I'm going to use a table saw here to take the slightest amount off. I'm hoping for like a 64th of an inch. All right, so now I'm going to make a frame for this. I think I'm going to frame it with the Sapele. The board itself is 1.5 inches thick. I cut this at 1 1/4. I want the board to sit a little proud of this. So I'm going to cut the remaining pieces now. Now I'm going to start cutting the miters. I really struggle with these, so hopefully I can get it right. After a lot of trial and error, I finally got my miters to fit. They actually fit really well. So at this point, I want to put a bit of a heavy chamfer on one of the edges. That's what I'm going to do now. So I've got one of the frame pieces in the laser. Going to engrave his last name on the front of the border. Let's get this going.
It was in essence a sophisticated heat beam which we called a laser.
Gonna need a bit of cleanup, but that's great. Nice deep burn. Now I'm gonna start gluing the frame on. I'm going to have to do this in 2 sections, the front and the back, and then the 2 sides. In the meantime, I've got the sides clamped in place so I know exactly where to put these. Hopefully stop them from sliding side to side. I'm going to be very conservative with the glue here because I don't want any squeeze out up here. All right, I'll come back in an hour or so and flip it around.
1 hour later.
Now I'm going to start sanding this. We'll get some finish on here. All right, it's time to get some finish on here. I'm going to be using this Rubio Monocoat. I I don't use this stuff very often because it's insanely expensive. I think this little thing was about 65 bucks, but a little bit does go a long ways. Anyway, I'm gonna get this mixed up. All right, I'm gonna let that set up for 10-15 minutes, wipe it all down. This thing's gonna be done.